Can we keep it real in this broadcast? Anybody in this stream right now literally have that feeling like you're struggling and battling with those sentiments? I should be further along than where I am right now. I'm not where I want to be. Things are not unfolding the way that I initially planned that they would, and it's discouraging. I want to talk directly to those individuals. Comment below. That's me. I fall into that category. I've been struggling. My lack of progress has really been getting to me. It's really been attacking my confidence, and I'm now questioning my capabilities. Maybe you're working towards a goal, and now you're second guessing yourself and wondering, is this thing really going to work? You've been dedicating time and energy and your resources towards building this idea, and it doesn't seem to be manifesting in your life, and it's downright discouraging. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to bring out, if for those that are tapped into my Growth Circle newsletter, I had a lot of people reaching out to me yesterday after I sent this out, and they were truly inspired and uplifted by the words that I shared in this newsletter. So I want to read this to us, family, and then I'll give us a few calls to action as we approach this week's opportunities, but I want to give us something to think about. Again, particularly to those individuals that may be struggling because it feels as if you are behind in life. So let's dive into it. The question is, have you ever looked around and felt like everyone else is moving faster than you? It's like their dreams are unfolding overnight while yours feel like they're taking forever. It's a tough spot to be in. Now, granted, we do celebrate others and we're happy and proud of other people and the progress that they've been making. But at the same time, we keep wondering, why are things happening quickly for them, but slowly for me? Today, family, I'm going to share this story that ultimately paints a powerful picture about patience, timing, and most importantly, trusting your process. Everybody comment below if you will, please. Trust your process. Trust your process. I heard this story a long time ago, family, and it really stuck with me. Really, the moral of this story truly resonated with me. And the story goes like this. There's an elephant and a dog that got pregnant at the same time. A few months later, the dog gave birth to 6 puppies. Everybody say 6. I may not be able to hear you, but I want to feel your energy. 6 puppies. Then just a few months after that, the dog was pregnant again and had another litter. Now, this kept happening over and over again. More puppies and more growth. Meanwhile, the elephant was still pregnant. Eventually, what happened was the dog looked over at the elephant and said, "Look at me. I've had several litters already, and now they're running around and they're full-grown dogs. But you're still carrying the same pregnancy. Are you even sure that you're pregnant?" The elephant paused and smiled and simply said, "Here's what you need to understand, dog. No disrespect, but what I'm carrying isn't a puppy. What I'm carrying is an elephant. Now, I only give birth once every 2 years, but when my baby hits the ground, the earth feels it. When my baby crosses the road, people stop and they watch in awe. What I'm carrying is rare, mighty, and great." Everybody comment below, what I'm carrying is great. The question is, family, have you ever felt like you should be further along than where you are by now? In fact, we had an interesting conversation in our Growth Circle community with a few of our members last week. And really, these feelings begin to rise to the surface in this conversation. During one of our calls, one of the members sighed and said, "I thought by now that I'd be further along than where I am. I see many people on my timeline that are running successful businesses. They're traveling the world. They're earning great income. They're starting families. They're buying homes. And I look at where I am and I feel stuck." And then there was another member that chimed in that shared and expressed those same thought patterns, family, where they said, "It feels as if everyone else is moving ahead while I'm standing still." And literally, I can feel the weight in the air. Even though we're virtual, I can feel the heaviness that came from the disappointment the discouragement, and in some cases, the frustration of feeling behind. Like literally that frustration that comes from a person looking at where they are now and where they want to be or where they feel they should be, but recognizing the gap between those two distances. And maybe somebody that's listening to this broadcast now, whether you're catching this live or watching this on the replay, you can relate to that. And in the same way that I reminded them, I also want to remind you that progress isn't just about where you're going. It's more about who you're becoming. Everybody comment below. It's more about who I am becoming. The process of getting to where you're aiming to be is shaping you. It's molding you. In fact, catch this, family. It's preparing you and qualifying you for your next level. Because what we have to understand is there's greater outcomes and greater results and greater experiences that we cannot get access to unless we qualify for them. If we had time, we break that down, family, to understand that the process of us getting to where we want to be is ultimately shaping us into a better individual so that when the opportunity presents itself, we don't drop the ball, but instead we can seize the opportunity and be effective and perform at a high level. We can have the proper mindset. We've developed the character. We've learned to appreciate what it is that we're acquiring or what we're going to accomplish because we've endured the test that came through the process. Every mistake is a lesson. Every rejection is a redirection. Every problem is a puzzle that's building your resilience and preparing you for what's ahead. Your path will not look like theirs, and that's okay because it's not supposed to. Their timeline is not your timeline. Their journey is not your journey. When you break the habit of comparison, you make space to embrace your own process. And when you embrace your process, you start to realize that just because you're not there yet doesn't mean that you don't have what it takes. That's worth repeating. Just because I'm not there yet does not mean that I do not have what it takes. But most importantly, just like the elephant, what you are carrying is rare, mighty, and great. Sometimes it feels like everyone else is moving faster. They're hitting milestones. They're launching things or getting ahead, quote unquote, while we're still waiting, building, or carrying something that hasn't shown up yet, rather. It's easy to start questioning ourselves, wondering if we're even on the right path. But maybe what you're working on, who you're becoming, just takes a little longer because it's bigger. It's not small. It's not ordinary. And when it finally shows up, people will feel it. So if you've been comparing your timeline to someone else's, stop. Your journey is yours, and what you're carrying is mighty, and it's great. You're not behind. You're being built. You're not lost. You're simply learning. Trust your process. Be patient with yourself, and keep going, because who you're becoming along the way is just as important as where you're headed. Family, as we step into this week's opportunities, if you find yourself comparing your journey to someone else's, you do, where you go, and what you, but what's more is who you become. And even though it may seem as if you're experiencing setbacks, or you're enduring some struggles, it's through that struggle that your strength is being developed. And that's contributing to who you become. Even though you're being knocked down, you keep standing back up. And you're tapping into a capacity of resilience that's going to inspire others. Because that's what it's all about. Again, it's not about what we do. It's more about who we become. We don't do success, we become successful. We're not human doings, we're human beings. In essence, success is nothing more than an inner process of becoming. So as you're navigating this week's opportunities, focus more on who you're becoming. Allow those challenges to shape you in a powerful way. Allow the struggle to bring out the best in you, not the worst in you. But most importantly, don't beat yourself up because you're not where you think you should be. Don't feel discouraged because you're scrolling through timelines and looking through news feeds and comparing and contrasting your journey to someone else's. In a lot of cases, you're comparing your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 15. Or in some cases, you're just looking at someone else's highlight reel and judging their highlight reel based upon your full story. And you don't know the full story of this person because all they're showing is a highlight reel. Trust your process. Stay in your lane and understand that what you are carrying is rare, mighty, and great. Let that thing cook. In fact, comment below, family. Let it cook. It's going to take some time. Don't pull it out the oven prematurely. You pull it out prematurely, it may not be ready. And then when the pressure begins to rise, you may crack because you haven't prepared yourself for that new and that greater opportunity. But everything that you're facing, the struggle, the challenge, the setbacks, the frustration, the disappointments, the discouragements, everything that you're experiencing is qualifying you for your next level. You're not behind. You're right where you should be. So keep taking steps. And the more steps you take, the closer you're going to get. And if you keep taking steps every single day, it may not happen in one day, but one day you'll get there. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if in fact this is your first time, or maybe it's your first time in a long time, put a number 1 in the chat and then place your first name afterward. I'll be sure to shout you out. Yes, Shalia, let my process slow cook. I'm talking about put that smoker on it. Absolutely, Angel. Got my beautiful wife tapped in. Let it cook. Hashtag my journey, Mia. Absolutely. What I'm carrying is great. That's the mindset right there. Again, family, if I missed your comments, be sure to comment below. And if you're new, put a number 1 in the chat and let me know you were tapped in. There we go. I'm hoping somebody somewhere benefited from what we discussed today. I'm hoping that you found value in this conversation. If you were picking up what I was putting down, put some emojis, like some fist up in the chat below. More importantly, share this out with the people that you care about. They may not be able to catch us live, but they can still catch the replay and be inspired by today's discussion. Would truly appreciate that. Also, family, if we have yet to connect on other platforms, be sure to connect with your boy at D1 Gibson. That includes Instagram, Facebook. Also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/David Gibson. For my long form content, I'm also on LinkedIn. Be sure to tap in there. I also get asked how individuals can donate and contribute to us and the mission that we're working towards to empower leaders like yourself. You can send a donation to my Cash App. That's $D, the number 1 Gibson. Again, $D, the number 1 Gibson. Would truly appreciate your contribution and support. Also, for more information on my speaking and coaching services, be sure to tap in. That's at elevationisAmust.com. And while you're there, take advantage of the online store where I have resources that are available to help you master your mindset, develop success practices, and ultimately become the best version of you. I've got some new content that I'll be uploading there as well, so be on the lookout. Appreciate this, Shalia. A lot more clarity. You want to build more confidence, or ultimately you want to show up more consistently for your goals, working on developing themselves and making an impact. You can simply comment below, I'm interested, or visit the website. That's www.joingrowthcircle.com. Again, www.joingrowthcircle.com. We have great discussions, as we mentioned during today's conversation. Had a side note conversation where we were talking about perfectionism and ultimately feeling as if people are behind in life. And sometimes all it takes is for us to have insightful conversations to shift our perspective and put them in the proper lens, right? And that will assist us in showing up more effectively. But we have discussions like that on a weekly basis. We also have experts that come in and discuss on topics like small business development, whether it be accounting, branding, We have lawyers tapping in, giving us advice on copywriting and intellectual property and business structure, as well as content creative, right? Where how to monetize your content, how to build your following online, and then personal growth experts, mindfulness, visualization, practices, meditation techniques, all ultimately to help us become holistic individuals that are growing and evolving, and most importantly, making an impact. So again, if you're searching for a community that helps to provide support, that helps to provide accountability, that helps you grow, come tap in. We would love to have you. I saw right here, my angel put it up, www.joingrowthcircle.com for sure. Tap in or simply send me a message and say, D1, give me more information. I'm interested. I can send that directly to you. With that being said, family, let's wrap this thing up. You got dreams to catch and success to create, so we each got to get busy being great. I'm hoping that today something that was said resonated with you, but most importantly, I'm hoping that you apply what we discussed to your day-to-day life as you approach this week's opportunities. If you feel that negativity creeping in and attempting to hijack your mind, you're feeling disappointed, you're feeling discouraged, you're comparing yourself to someone else, stop yourself in your tracks and simply remind yourself, my journey is unique to me. I'm going to trust my process. If you got to do it 5 or 10 times per day, do what you got to do to maintain an effective perspective. What you are carrying is rare, it's mighty, and it's great. As somebody said, let that thing slow cook. Trust your process. Embrace the journey that you are on. I promise you, when you get there, you're going to realize everything. In fact, everything was worth it because it prepared me for what it is that I was destined to step into. Now, if you find yourself in a difficult situation or a challenging season right now, come real close to your cell phone device. I want to talk and speak to you personally. Whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're facing, it's only temporary. Say this with me. This too shall pass. Again, this too shall pass. So with that in mind and with that understanding, don't make a permanent decision that's based upon a temporary circumstance. No, I want you to lock in on your goals. Stay locked in on your vision. In fact, stay locked in on your purpose. And you keep taking bold steps towards where you want to go and who you want to be. Even if you got tears rolling down your face, you keep pressing and persisting until you succeed. And if nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, your brother from another mother, D1 Gibson, has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. With all of that being said, family, we'll be back at it next Monday morning, 10 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And in the meantime, my call to action for you is to be effective, be successful, live with some passion this week, family, and most importantly, 3 pounds to your chest. 1, 2, 3. Be powerful. My name is David Gibson, also known as D1 Gibson. Checking out. Have an amazing Monday and an incredible week. Peace.